The Mean Greens is a multiplayer team-based third-person shooter that blew folks away back in 2015 with its No Frills trailer featuring hectic gameplay and an original orchestral soundtrack. The selling point was pretty clear. What if 3DO's Army Men games, but even better? To make matters sweeter, the actual gameplay stood up to the hype. It's like playing multiplayer in Sarge's War, except more balanced and dynamic. And I played a lot of Sarge's War multiplayer, as well as some Sarge's Heroes on occasion. It wasn't long before I was no-scoping with the sniper rifle just like I used to back on the 64, alongside new wacky and wild level themes and electrifying background music. In case you can't tell, I had a good time. Let's talk about it. To start with, there's a tutorial stage. It's a miniature level using spliced together assets from all the major game types. You learn how to light candles, thaw dinosaurs, capture flags, avoid skeletons, and push plastic cups. And yes, I did manage to adequately cheese the tutorial objectives and completely avoid learning the lesson I was meant to. After the tutorial and a few bot matches, I hopped into the online multiplayer proper. The online experience was thrilling. I wasn't the worst player there, thank goodness. I managed to get second place in a free-for-all on my first try, and I got first the next time. The nuances of the weapons and their viability became clear pretty fast. The bazooka was underutilized by some, but it's just a flat-out free kill if you use it right, and the cooldown for it is over quicker than you'd expect. The flamethrower is basically a melee weapon with infinite ammo, but it has the added perk of hitting enemies through objects and, most importantly, it utterly baffles some folks. It's easy to find a player or two who just can't deal with someone hopping at them and setting them on fire. The two rifles are pretty standard. You snipe with one, you rain bullets with the other, and the shotgun is your close quarters weapon, as ever. There's not any particular opportunity for mischief with them, but they do exactly what they're supposed to. The best place to learn about the menagerie of offensive capabilities was in the free-for-all games, where everyone was trying to kill everyone else as efficiently as possible. Basically total chaos. Though aside from the traditional free-for-all, deathmatch, and team deathmatch modes, Mean Greens has a surprising roster of unique objective-focused scenarios. My personal favorite is Kitchen Run, where you are tasked with dashing from one end of the kitchen counter to the other in hopes of shoving the enemy team's plastic cup down to the filthy, filthy floor. Of course, the enemy is also trying to dislocate your plastic cup. You have to coordinate with your allies to push toward the goal, being careful not to let anyone slip past you, lest you put your cup in peril. Perhaps my favorite thing about Kitchen Run is that it's super easy to just utterly confuse your opponents by running right past them. They're either too flustered to shoot straight at you, they utterly ignore you, or they're frantically swarming you like wasps. Any of these reactions are a good thing, because all of them help your team win, and this tactic also works just as well on capture the checkpoint levels like Off the Rails. I don't want to completely ignore the rest of the level variety either. Fish Take Frenzy is great because its moon jump physics allow for some crazy ambushes and stylish movement. Or there's that level where you ride along rubber duckies to steal flags from your enemy's base and thoroughly kick their plastic rumps with your sniping skills. Is it clear that competitive games make me a bit high? This is part of why I don't play them so much. Anyway, all of the level themes and objectives are adorable abstractions of war scenarios, and there's more than enough variety. Sounds like the Mean Greens has it all in the bag, yeah? After playing hours of the Mean Greens, I excitedly messaged my brother to tell him he had to play it with me. It's like our childhood Army Men game, but far better. Or, well, mostly better, at least. Did you know Mean Greens has no local multiplayer? Not on PC, not on Switch, not on PS4, not on anything. No matter where you purchase the game, the only way to play with others is to find someone else with a copy and a subscription to their system's online services. I'm sure there's a good reason for this, but it legitimately makes the experience harder to share with the people I care about, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that. After my brother bought his copy, I had a blast playing with him. We laughed a lot and he wiped the floor with me. But sadly, many of the games aren't built for private 1v1. No problem, you might think. There are bots. We can use bots to preserve the game flow. Except there aren't bots. I mean, sometimes there are, but only kinda. You see, in online multiplayer, every game mode is capable of substituting real players with bots, just in case teams are uneven or there aren't enough human characters. But if you want to play in private matches, you can only have bots on levels that are marked with bots. I don't understand why they'd program bots to drop in automatically on my favorite level, Kitchen Run, in online multi, but forbid me from manually using them in private games against my brother. The obvious answer is that the bots aren't complex enough to do things like actually push the cup or hold checkpoints, or what have you. But in that case, why use them as a feature in online multi? I think back to Max Anarchy, where every single one of the wacky game modes had fully functional bots that understood the objectives and put up a decent fight against human players. Every multiplayer mode in Max Anarchy is fully functional even today thanks to that feature. It may not be the same as playing against people, but it's still enjoyable. No such luck with Mean Greens. Is it fair to hold these things against the game? No, not really, but I am nonetheless disappointed by them. When I enjoy something, I naturally want to share it with the people I love, especially the people who would appreciate it most. Even though I had fun, Mean Greens could have easily been elevated to a tireless personal classic with a few more quality of life features. Back to Sarge's War it is. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. This one was a lot looser and more traditional than most stuff I post, but it felt good. I made the kind of video I think I'd want to see if I looked up the game. Mean Greens really is fantastic, and I had good times. Army Men is fantastic too, but in a rather different way. And now, it's time to list the lovely folks subscribed to my Patreon. Here we go. My wonderful supporters are Ipompus, Anonymous, Jay, Marth Sinclair, Mighty Minimalist Power Rangers, Sam Anderson, Some Call Me Anto, and Wapoza. There's a link to the Patreon in the description. Thank you all so much for your time and thoughts, and I'll talk to you in the next video.